All right, today we're going to talk about section 12.6, which is surface area of cones. Now, cone is something that looks like that. Continuing on with our talking about lateral area, which is the area, the surface area around the cone or around the shape that you have, but not including the bases. So your lateral area has a formula of pi r L. So then your total area would be your lateral area plus the area of the base. Let me check that, make sure it's working. Okay, still recording. Okay, the area of the base, of course, is a circle. So you know that the area of the base is pi r squared. So using that, you should be able to find the total surface area or the lateral area of a cone, depending on what they asked you to find. So let's say I have this cone, and they tell me that it's 6 inches high. Okay, so I could say that that's the perpendicular line down. And then it tells me that it's 12 inches across. Okay, now I don't have, that L is going to stand for slant height, so I can say that that's 6 right here, but I don't have the slant height. The slant height is going to be your hypotenuse and this right triangle. So I've got this right triangle that's 6 high and 6 wide, so it's 36 plus 36, which is going to give me the square root of 72. I think it's going to be about 8.5. Okay, so this is 8.5. So now it's just a matter of plugging in to that formula. If they just want me to find the lateral, I will go, the lateral is equal to pi times r, the r would be 6, and the slant height would be 8.5. So that right there would give me the lateral, and the lateral actually on this particular one is 159.9 inches squared. I think there's a decimal there, I didn't write it down. Let me see. All right, it's too light for me to see on my paper. Yeah, it's approximately 160, so that would be right. All right, if I wanted to find the total surface area, I would take my lateral area and I would add the area of my base, which would be the circle. So I would add to this 36, because it's 6 squared, times pi, which would give me 36 pi, which is 113.1. So when I add that, that's going to give me 273.0 inches squared. So pay attention to whether they're asking you for just the lateral area or the total surface area. But everything that you do is going to be based on these two formulas right here. So let's go ahead and rewrite that up there closer to the top as we do our problems. Okay, so the lateral area, remember, is going to be pi times r times L, and then the area of your base is going to be pi r squared because the base is a circle. So let's do another one of those. Let's say the slant height here is 13.6, and I don't know the altitude, but I do know that it's 4.7 across there. So plugging it into that formula, if I want to know the total surface area, let's call it centimeters. I have pi times r, which is 4.7, times the slant height, which is 13.6, plus pi times 4.7 squared. Now you can put it into your calculator like that, but make sure you put a parenthesis here, and then you would put a parenthesis around those, okay? When you do that, this part of it is 200.8, and this is going to be 69.4, which gives me a total of 270.2 centimeters squared. Now, you might be a little off from that because it's just going to depend on where you round all these things as to how close you come to where I came. So if you're off in your tenths, that's definitely fine. You might even be off in your ones by a little bit. All right, let's do one more. This is all we're doing today, is this area of your cone. Surface area of the cone, not area inside. Okay. Why don't you try this one and then come back to the video and make sure you got the right answer. I've got this cone. I know that the radius of the circle is 1.4 centimeters, and I know the slant height is 3.2 centimeters. Find the total surface area. Okay, again, I'm just plugging into the formula. Pi, the R value is 1.4. The slant height is 3.2. And then I'm adding pi times 1.4 squared. That part's in parentheses and that part's in parentheses. This part should give me a 14.1. This part should give me a 6.2 for a total of 20.3 centimeters squared. And that's all there is to this section. I'm going to give you your homework. It is page 668 through 669, 8 through 20 even.